Hey everybody, this is your girl TattooRika here, and right now I'm about to react to 5 creepy and disturbing true high school horror stories. So this is from the channel Horror Nights, and this video was requested by Jacomi Muhammad. So shouts out to you. So, oh goodness, I already know I'm gonna be paranoid as fuck. But anyway, let's get into this and let's go.
Horror Nights presents
Horror Nights presents
5 creepy and disturbing true high school horror
I'll
stories.
be turning this up this loud.
Number 5. The murder of Brittany Eckhart.
Oh.
On the afternoon of May 17, 2016, in a makeshift shelter near Sacramento, California, a group of teenagers, 3 girls and 4 boys, all between the ages of 14 and 16, were hanging out and drinking vodka after school. At one point, 15-year-old Ryan Orton and his 14-year-old girlfriend, Brittany Eckhart, got into a fight.
He killed him.
Without warning, Orton pulled out a 6-inch blade and started stabbing Eckhart in the chest and neck as their friends watched on. None of them tried to stop the attack. In fact, they cheered him on. After Eckhart was clearly dead, they all said it was cool, and one of them even made a joke about her being dead tired. They also took pictures of Orton covered in blood.
Y'all going to hell!
With the dead body. When it was time to go home, they left the body where it was and didn't tell anyone about it. In fact, several of them came back over the next couple of days to look at the body in various states of decay. Eventually, they stopped going because the smell got so bad. Meanwhile, Eckhart's parents filed a police report a few days after she went missing. It was not unusual for Eckhart to leave home for a few days, but she had always returned. The police also thought that Eckhart would return home alive at any time. Both were proven wrong when her body was finally found by some people who went fishing in the area 10 days after she was murdered. Orton was arrested, and he freely admitted to the murder. The detectives asked if he felt guilty, and Orton replied, "For what?" The pictures that were taken from the night of the murder were used at his trial, where Orton rolled his eyes during the victim's statements of grief.
He's going to hell.
He was found guilty, and he was sentenced to life in prison. The other people who witnessed the murder were not charged, despite a lot of public pressure to do so. Number 4.
Oh, hell no. Pause. Yeah, whatever. Fucking pause. No, bitches. Y'all, them hoes should have went the fuck. You know what? I'm just be really fucking honest. First of all, yeah, old boy, he should. If it was any other person, I'm gonna say that. If it was any other person, their ass would have got a fucking firing squad. Let's keep it 100. Straight the fuck up. Are you? And them hoes, then they talk about it was cool. They joking and they go see the body over the next 10 days. And them hoes ain't getting charged neither. The fuck you thought? Y'all got the whole game fucked up. Fuck the system. We're gonna continue with this. Fuck the.
2 weeks after school started in 1956 in Buffalo, New York.
1956.
15-year-old Rachel Turner went missing after she left school for the day. 10 days later, 16-year-old Gretchen Rader, also a student at South Park High School, disappeared after leaving the campus. Then, 2 days after that, another female student, 14-year-old Irene Mason, vanished without a trace. Of course, the student...
Y'all ain't much about to play these type of games with me. I understand it was 1957, but y'all telling me 3 white women disappeared within what? I'm gonna say a 2-week fucking span. I'm gonna just say a 2-week span, and that didn't raise no questions for y'all. Cut that shit out. Like, boy, I tell you, ain't no way. That's why I don't trust nobody. And they say new teacher, so the teacher did it. He pulled a Dexter. That's just what it is. Boy.
And their parents were completely panicked. Classes were put on hiatus, and one of the biggest police investigations in Buffalo's history was launched. After their extensive interviews, they had a person of interest, a history teacher named Mark Eidelberg. He was seen with 2 of the girls shortly before they went missing. Eidelberg had just started at the school that year after being transferred.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
To
This
a
is where they have no,
Niagara Falls.
Benson and
No
Stable
one
or
at
nothing.
South Park knew him well, not even the principal who just interviewed him over the phone.
What the
However,
fuck?
the
Wait.
principal
Interviews over the phone. Oh my god, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, who does that? An interview over the motherfucking phone. You call motherfuckers into the building for an interview, dumbass. I bet you the principal asked, 9 times out of 10, one of the parents murked them. I'm just being honest. Yeah. It's creepy and disturbing, but also just tells how some people are just completely fucking stupid. Okay.
Did call his references, and they were all glowing. When the police went to interview Eidelberg in his apartment, no one opened the door, and the police made the decision that the girls might be in danger, so they broke the door down. Inside the apartment, they found the girls. They were all dead, and they had been embalmed. One was sitting on the couch in the living room. One
That man
was
wanted
sitting at the
company?
kitchen table, and another one was in the bed.
You know, a prostitute
The
would.
police also
Okay.
looked in the freezer and found that it was full of butcher-wrapped meat. They might have ignored the meat had there not been a round, head-shaped package in the freezer as well. The police unwrapped the body, and it was a man, but his identity was a mystery. The police played a citywide be-on-the-lookout alert from Mark Eidelberg. The problem was that the apartment didn't contain a single picture of Eidelberg, and since he was new at the school, they also had no pictures of him. To solve that issue, the lead detective called in a favor from the Niagara Falls Police Department.
Oh my
And they went
gosh.
to Eidelberg's old school and got some yearbooks. A squad car brought them over to the Buffalo Police Department, and when the lead detective saw the picture of Eidelberg, he was stunned. Eidelberg was the body in the freezer. The police concluded that the murderer, whose identity is still a mystery, killed Eidelberg, chopped up his body, and then took over his life. The man then used his position as a teacher to kidnap the girls and murder them. Number 3,
And he has not
the
been.
rivalry that went too far.
Oh shit.
There are many famous high school football rivalries in the state of Texas, but none of them are quite like the one between El Campo and Bay City. Their rivalry dates all the way back to 1911, and the darkest moment in their history
Over 100
came
years
in
ago.
October 1984. Sadly, 2 weeks before they were set to play, El Campo's star wide receiver, 17-year-old Nicholas Crichton, was killed in a gruesome drinking and driving accident. He was thrown through the windshield, and he looked so bad that it was a closed casket funeral. The school was looking forward.
Well,
to
damn,
starting
y'all
on
had.
the
Okay, hold up. You ain't had to sneak that shit on me like that. Oh, man. You did not have to sneak that shit on me. Oh, God. I remember that shit. They did that when you took that fucking driving test. Y'all ain't had to sneak that shit on me like that. Oh, God. My nerves. Oh. And I just finished. I just finished eating, like, literally a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with strawberry jam. And y'all gonna put that shit on there. Like, what the fuck? All right.
Taking on Bay City and trying to win in memory of their fallen teammate. Part of that.
Get
was
this
having
shit off
a
the
pep rally
screen.
To get ready for the game. The pep rally started off well, but then the school's mascot pushed out a large wooden box that looked like a present out onto the stage. "Oh, what's this?" the quarterback said into the microphone as he saw the present being wheeled out. No one on the stage had any idea what the gift was, but assumed it was part of the rally. The mascot motioned the quarterback over and that he should pull the ribbon. With the ribbon in hand, the quarterback and the crowd counted down from 3 as the mascot made his way out of the gym.
That nigga put a bomb in there.
When the ribbon was pulled, the front of the box fell open, and inside was the exhumed, mangled, and decaying body of Nicholas Crichton
You...
pinned to the back of the box. The students started screaming and running for the doors. Many of them didn't notice that Bay City Rules was written inside the box on his chest. The police came to the school and discovered that the student who wore the mascot costume was handcuffed to a pipe in the janitor's closet. He said that he was attacked before he got into the costume, and when he woke up, he was handcuffed. After the disturbing incident, Crichton's body was returned to his grave. The police investigated if it was students or Bay City football fanatics who were responsible for the sick prank, but they couldn't find any definitive proof as to who dug Crichton up and put his body in the box. As for the game, Bay City won 37-13.
Oh my gosh! That's messed up.
Kyle Wick
and
Renee
come
Orville
on.
of Atlanta, Georgia, started dating in grade 9.
Romeo and
One
Juliet.
passion they bonded over was their love for the theater. Every year, they were cast in the school play. And in May 2007, they were cast in the leads in the school's production of Romeo and Juliet.
Oh shit, somebody
The plays
died.
were going well, until the very last performance. Before the show, Wick and Orville were hanging out in Wick's room, and that's when Orville saw an acceptance letter from the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. This was a surprise to her, because as a couple, they had agreed to go to Northwestern University together. That's when Wick decided to break the news. He had hoped to at least last the rest of the school year, before telling Orville that he was going to a different school. And he also thought they could use the time apart to be single.
She pulled a fatal
When
attraction.
Wick
She
broke
killed
the
him.
news, he expected Orville to scream or cry, but she did neither. Instead, she calmly said that it was time to go to the play. As they drove there, Wick kept asking Orville if everything was okay, or if she wanted to talk, but she said they would do so after the play. They got ready in their own dressing room, and then hit the stage in front of a packed audience. The first act went off without a hitch. Then, in the second act, Orville did something she hadn't done in any prior shows. She picked up a glass that was on the table. Then, without warning, Orville threw the liquid that was in the glass in Wick's face. He started screaming and reached for his face, and then his hands felt like they were on fire as well.
She threw acid?
Orville calmly walked off the stage, and the audience watched Wick writhe in pain, unsure if this was part of the show. Only the drama teacher, who was also the director, knew something was wrong, and he ran to the stage to help Wick. Wick was taken to the hospital, while Orville was arrested. The liquid in the cup was sulfuric acid. As a result of the attack, Wick was permanently disfigured, and he never attended university. His whereabouts now are unknown, but it is believed that he lives in his parents' home and hides from society. Orville, on the other hand, was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
What?
She is now happily married with 3 children. Number 1.
Pause. You know, if that's the case, that man plotting on that whole, he like, that bitch only got 5 years for fucking throwing ass in my face because I was going to another motherfucking college and we needed time apart. And that whole afterward, she went and got married, have a happy life with 3 kids. You know damn well he plotting her ass. He waiting for the perfect moment. I promise you, he is thinking of revenge. He is going to get revenge. I don't know. Oh, bruh, I would fuck her up, disfigured or not. I'm gonna beat the living shit out of her. She would get dressed. Y'all seen Brightburn? I hope that sulfuric acid give me fucking powers. I'm gonna break her shit clean. I'm gonna snap her neck 14 fucking times. That's too quick. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use lasers. I'm gonna burn her fucking arms off so that way she can't go nowhere. Then I'm gonna burn that shit so that way she can't bleed out all the way. And then after that, I'm gonna cut her ass up like a fucking turkey. I promise. You know what? I'll say. Anybody do this to y'all, don't take my words. That's something that I would do. Because I don't need them type of problems, okay? And this is the disclaimer to anyone who's in possible law enforcement. I'm not throwing that idea to do that to nobody anymore. I'm not suggesting to do it. This is just a hypothetical answer of what I would do in that situation. There we go.
Tyrone Easton's last day. When Tyrone Easton of Baltimore, Maryland, entered the teaching profession in 1973, he was 23 years old.
When he became a teacher.
He was driven and enthusiastic. He loved English literature, and he was looking forward to sharing his passion with young people for years to come.
He said it was. He's dead.
As the years dragged on, he became much more disillusioned with the profession. None of the students cared about the things he taught. Then two things happened in 2015, the year that Easton was set to retire. The first was that in December, during his first period, he had gotten the most obnoxious, arrogant, and downright smug student in his entire 42-year career, and that was 15-year-old Micah Ellington. Ellington never did any of his homework, openly talked with other students, and even answered his phone. Any time that Easton tried to get him to stop or discipline him, Ellington would figure out a way to humiliate him in front of the class. As a result, no one respected Easton, and the class felt like a colossal waste of time. Easton hated the fact that that class was one of the last ones he would teach. He was hoping that just once he'd get a few kids in the class who appreciated the beauty of Alfred Tennyson or Robert Frost, but they all just played on their phones while he talked. Then on March 23, Easton learned that he had an aggressive form of prostate cancer, and he had 3 months to live. After getting the diagnosis, Easton went to the school and sat at his desk for his first period class. Everyone filed in, and Easton didn't say anything. He just stared at the class. Ellington took the opportunity to mock the teacher, but Easton didn't respond. Ellington then walked up to the desk, put his hands on it, and got right in Easton's face. No one remembers what Ellington said. Instead, they just remember him screaming, because Easton pulled out a knife from under his desk, and he stabbed it through Ellington's hand, pinning him to the desk. Easton then stood up, held up another knife, and said, "Unless you want to help me kill him, you better run." The students flipped over the desks and chairs, trying to get out. When they did, Easton locked the doors behind them. When the police got into the room 5 minutes later, Ellington was dead, and the classroom was covered in more blood than the first responders had ever seen. An autopsy was performed, and Ellington had been slashed at least 207 times.
Damn!
Easton was arrested, but he died a month after the murder. Subscribe for more.
See, that's why your ass go to school. Don't fuck with some of them teachers. Them teachers already got enough to deal with, Chad. With not getting a lot of money and having to deal with other people's fucking children. Boy, oh wow, that man, he had prostate cancer. I knew it was probably gonna lead to that. He's gonna be like, you know what? Since I only got 3 months to live, fuck it. And like, oh my gosh, yo. Boy, dude just sat down at the desk, didn't say shit. And he waited for that boy to come up. He knew that boy was gonna come up there fucking with him. He fucking knew it. Boy didn't expect his ass to do the in his fucking hand. Ooh. And then slash him 217 fucking times. I can't. The second story, the number 2 story, where the girl threw the act, that bitch, I guarantee, has to get fucking murked with me. I promise you that. That man is with plotting his. I guarantee you it's going to be a story that they're going to play out on Law & Order SVU. Watch. But anyway, again, shouts out to Jacoby Muhammad for requesting this video. Hope you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Also, leave me any comments or any videos you want to see me react to. And I'll catch y'all for the next video. Later.